Hello. Happy New Year. It is January 3rd for today when I'm filming this, and I just wanted to come along and show you some of the things that I want to make in this new year and things I want to finish. So I'm going to cover 4 categories. I want to cover whips that I want to finish this year, projects that I want to make from stash, products that I want to get yarn for, and then things I want to try but I don't have like patterns picked out specifically yet, and then one extra project. So stick around to the end to find out all of the products, and I'll list all of them in the description down below, as well as on the screen. I'll put pictures of all of them with some information that might be useful. So let's get started. To start this off, I want to talk about the projects that I want to finish in 2025. And top of that list is, of course, as many people know from my Instagram, the plum sweater, which I started in 2022. And I've been on Sleeve Island for a year because when I first knit this, it was like my third actual project with like real yarn, not just like acrylic from Joanne Fabrics or Michaels. Editing Stella here. By real yarn, I didn't mean to exclude anyone or make anyone feel bad about using acrylic from Joann's, because that's where I started. I have tons of it still, and that's no less yarn or makes you less of a knitter. It's just, this was one of the third projects that I like splurged and got wool for. That's what I was trying to say. I didn't mean to say that using acrylic is worse or bad or makes you a worse knitter, anything like that. So just want to clarify that didn't mean any offense. So sorry about that. Back to the plum sweater. And now that I'm here, I'm not in love with the yarn. I also started knitting it way too tight, so the tension is crazy tight, which makes it hard to do and hard to do fast because you have to like hold the tension like really tight. But I really have not made much progress. I have this much for one sleeve. Other sleeve is still open, but the rest of the body is done. It has been crinkled up in a bag for a while, as you can tell, and it needs a good block, but I'm gonna get this done this year. It's gonna happen. It has to happen. It needs to be done so I can move on from this, because I started this early in my knitting journey, so this is gonna get done this year. It's gonna happen. The next project that I want to finish up in 2025 is the Bernadette sweater, or Bernadette turtleneck, I believe it's called, by Fable Knitwear. I'm referring to my notebook with the names in them because I forgot. But this is a really nice, like, Victorian style turtleneck, and then it has very poofy, like, shoulders, and then billowy sleeves, which I love. I recently took this and separated off the sleeves, so now I'm just working on the body, and that's just stockinette, obviously. And that one is done in 4.4 millimeter and 3.5 millimeters. And I started this one in 2023, so I need to get this one done too. But yeah, it's super romantic sleeves, great silhouette. I love this one. I think it's $7, $7.30-ish US, and then it comes in Norwegian and English, I believe, for languages. But yeah, I'm gonna get this done. It shouldn't be too fast. I started this at Christmas, and I got like half of this done during like the Christmas of 2023, so it's fast. I then just put it away and forgot about it. So hopefully get this one done as well. And lastly, for current whips, I actually just cast on today, as you'll see, but I got this gorgeous, it's Sugar Baby Alpaca from Wool and the Gang in this lovely blue, and I just casted it on. That I haven't made no progress on it. I casted on probably 2 hours ago. But this is going to be a silly little start to the year as a silly little New Year's cast on, which is the fake sweater scarf, and that is by Suzanne Mueller, I believe her name is. It's a DK, and I use 3.5 and 4.5 millimeters. It's just basically a shawl you put over your shoulders that makes it look like you just threw like a sweater over your shoulders and tied the sleeves together, but it's not a sweater, it's just like a scarf. I thought it was fun. It's a free pattern, I believe, and it comes in like a small, medium, and then a large, extra large, so it's like a 2 size. But yeah, it just seems like a silly little fun cast on. It comes in German and English, so that's my first cast on for the new year. That will be done shortly. My next category is the products that I want to make from my stash yarn, which is good because we are moving very shortly and I need to get rid of my stash or cut it down quite substantially. So I want to make some products to cut that down and get rid of some stuff that I'm not going to use otherwise. But anyway, there's yarn in my stash that I really want to use for projects. The problem is a lot of them are really small quantities, so I need to make smaller projects. So the first one of that is, I might butcher the name, Milote scarf. I think it's French. It's by Vicky Milote. Milot? I don't know. I'm so sorry. Please teach me how to say your name in the comments. I'm very sorry. But that came out in October of last year, 2024. And it uses 3.5. It's like a one size thin scarf with like little eyelet details. And I think it's $6.50 US right now. One size in Norwegian, English, and German, I believe. But it's just a cute little easy scrap yarn project, which I'm gonna use like probably honestly I might use the yarn that I used for my wedding sweater. That I have a white mohair left. And maybe that white yarn as well. Otherwise I have navy blue fingering weight yarn that I might use as well. So I don't know, I have options, but I want to make that scarf because I think it'd be really cute, really easy, like on-the-go project, because it's just a repetitive pattern for scarf length. Another stash buster that I want to make is ruffle sock tops. This is something I made for a friend, actually. She commissioned me to make these for her, just to put on, like, so you know how ruffle socks have, like, the ruffle on the top of the sock? But my friend didn't want the full sock, she just wanted that part. So it's like the first, like, it's the ruffle and then like enough to fit into your boot. So I made her those and she loved them, but I like the look of them a lot. And I only used half of the yarn that she gave me to use it and said keep the rest. So I think I'm gonna make myself a pair as well. It's just a fingering weight alpaca in like a light brown. I should bring these out to show you, shouldn't I? I should. That'd be cool. We're back. And I have yarn this time. So going back a little bit for the scarf, I have two skeins of these. It's just the white mohair I use for my wedding sweater. I was thinking with this nice like blue. I want to say this one is Seven Sisters. I could be wrong. Actually, what? There's a little tag in it. Wow, I'm so smart sometimes. Yep, Seven Sisters Arts in Meridian. It's a fingering weight. But yeah, I love this yarn. It's super nice. I've made my lanyard for work in this, as well as like a pair of socks and a bunch of other things. And I have a lot left still. So that could be a nice option. Or I also have this really fun, thicker, fluffy green, which I have no idea what I was going to make with this, but it's a fun, like, it's very thick for like a mohair. I got it in a downpour outside at a craft fair, so the label got drenched and fell off. I don't know what weight it is or who it's by. I want to say it's by Yarn Jam, but I can't tell you exactly. It's gone someplace. Somewhere in the rain, it fell apart. But so those are the two that I want to use for the scarf. And then for the sock tops, my friend gave me two of these little mini balls of yarn. And I used one of these for her sock tops, and I'm going to use the second one for my own. But yeah, I believe it's an alpaca, but it's just nice light, warm brown. So yeah, those are the products that I want to work on from like stash yarn. I forgot one. But yeah, so those are the projects I want to work on from my stash yarn, except for one more that I got that I'm very, very excited about. So I'll be right back. This is my last project that I want to do from stash, which is stash, but like it's gifted from one of my really close friends who was at our wedding, decided that a perfect wedding gift for me would be yarn, so that I can make a like wedding sweater that's just kind of like a happy memory from the day. So he got me a full box of yarn in this beautiful maroon, which is our wedding color aside from white, and it's a DK because he found out by talking to one of my best friends that like DK is my favorite weight to work with, and it's a really good weight, and that this is a good quantity for a sweater. It's an Ancient Ruby by Urla and Leah, I believe. But yeah, I'm stoked to work with this and make the sweater. For this one, I'm gonna make the Sweet Cuddles cardigan by Natalie. I don't know how to say the last name, but it's like it has cable detailing throughout the front, and it's like a longer cardigan, V-neck. Yeah, it's just chunky cables throughout the whole thing. I think it'd be really good, like, everyday wear. That's like a really nice, like, just throw it on, especially with like such a nice, like, warm wool like this. I'm so excited. Thank you, David. I'm so excited for this. It's from Yak Wool, from Free Range Yaks. And I don't know how many skeins of this, but so many. So I should be able to make a long sweater. And yeah, I can't wait. This is the most exciting project, I think, for this whole year. So that will come. I actually wind all them into cakes and then all that process. Luckily, I got a yarn Swift. I got a Swift for Christmas. I had a winder before, so now I Swift. I can make them into cakes and from center pole because that's superior, and I will fight people in the comments for that. But yeah, so that's my stash projects for this year that I have like planned. I'm sure I'll make many more, and many things that'll keep me off topic from the things that I want to finish, like my plum sweater and the Bernadette turtleneck, but those are the things that I know I want to make sometime this year. Some things that I need yarn for that I really want to make is I have one that I know of, and that is the Alex hood by, is it Pramil Larson? It's a fingering weight plus a lace to get a DK using a 3.5 millimeter. And it's just a hooded scarf with like ribbing details. It is a $6.62 pattern right now. It's like a one size. But it comes in a lot of languages. It comes in English, Danish, French, German, Korean, Norwegian, and Swedish. So that's really cool. But it's just a basic like hood scarf, which are getting popular now, and I think that'd be a really good addition to my wardrobe. So yeah, I want to make that one. I don't have yarn for it yet. Maybe we should use yarn for my stash, but I don't know what, because I don't have enough of one color to finish that, so I don't know. But I want to make that. My last category is things that I don't know what pattern I want to make, but some things that I want to learn how to do this year is I want to do more color work, and I also want to do brioche. For color work, I want to make a pair of those traditional like Scandinavian gloves that are like very pointy with like beautiful color work on the outside and then beautiful thumb with like ribbing usually. I want to make a pair of those. I have a couple patterns that I want to put on the screen. So I might make that. There's also I believe it's the heirloom cardigan, which is just gorgeous. It's just straight up beautiful. And I think that would be a really good, easy colorwork pattern because it's just a lot of triangles of different colors. And there's also a sock that has the same pattern as the heirloom sweater that I'm looking at making maybe this year, because the only time I've done colorwork is the plum sweater and then a pair of socks. And I enjoyed making socks. I just don't make them that often because I get stuck on one sock and then have to make the other sock, and that's the hardest part. So I might knit a pair of gloves, a sock, cardigan, I'm not sure which, but I want to learn how to do colorwork better because I've only done 2 small projects, and I want to learn how to do it better and be more confident in myself doing colorwork. Lastly is brioche. I don't have any reason. I'm not a huge lover of the look of brioche. if I'm going to be honest with you. But I want to know how to do it, like a bucket list item, I guess. I want to know how to do brioche. So, Marta, I don't know how to say your last name. I also wrote it down in squiggles, so I can't read my own handwriting, but there's a pattern for a reversible beanie that's knit in brioche, which I think would be a fun and easy, like, starting project to do for that, but aside from that, I don't really know other brioche patterns that I would want to make and then wear myself. If not, I'll make something and give it to a friend or a family member, I'm sure, but I want to learn how to do brioche because I want to just be able to know how to do it. Actually, fun fact, where is it? The fake sweater scarf by Susanna Müller has half brioche in as a ribbing, which I found out after I cast it on an hour ago, but I haven't tried it yet, but so I guess that's my first introduction to brioche is the bottom of the fake sweater scarf. But I'd like to do like an actual like full like brioche project. So lastly, one of the projects that I worked on, never finished, but there's a good reason for that, and it's the Stockholm sweater by Petite Knits. I got this yarn from ZZ Textiles, and I absolutely love it. I got it after I went to the Isabel Stewart Gardner Museum, and she had then released a Isabel Stewart Gardner Museum collection, and I fell in love with this like green color, and I got some. I didn't know what I was gonna make with it, and then I decided to make the sweater, but I didn't have enough, so I was gonna do it in stripes, like thick stripes of like ZZ Knits, and then what is this? Barocco wool in green. And I just don't like that. I'm not gonna wear the stripes. I'm not a thick, chunky stripe girly, so I think I'm gonna frog this one. I have the collar down to like it's just past the yoke here, but and I think I'm gonna frog it and start over with this yarn because it deserves something really good that I'm gonna wear, but it's just not gonna be this sweater. So this is my last project that I don't want to finish, but I want to, in fact, use it for something else. So if anyone has suggestions, I think I have 3 skeins of it. It's DK weight. I would love suggestions on how to use this yarn for what it's worth because it's beautiful and should be used accordingly. But yeah, that's my last like not project but thing that I want to do, bucket list item for knitting for this year. Is this guy. But yeah, I think that's it for my 2025 knitting bucket list items. It's a lot of things that I want to work on, that I want to finish, or that I want to learn and try. But yeah, I think it's a good start, and I'm going to make a lot of other projects along the way, I'm sure. So if you want to follow me along on those, follow me on Instagram, which is stars_and_study, or TikTok if that's still around. I'm not as good about posting on there, but I'm going to try to post more on my YouTube and also my Instagram too. So follow me along as I knit this year and sew and do whatever other projects I might end up doing this year. Yeah, have a wonderful start to the new year, and thank you so much for sticking around. Follow me on socials if you want to stay up to date with my progress, and I'd love to see what you guys make, so if you want to make some of these patterns or whatever, tag me. I'd love to see it or send me a message. I love being part of the knitting community. It's so rewarding and helpful, and people are great, so I can't wait to see what we will make this year, and yeah, thanks for sticking around. Bye.